Like, I consider myself to be a pretty petty person, but that's, try saying that 5 times fast, pretty petty person. Alright, so the last video I shot, I wasn't really happy with it. I ran out of time filming it, I had to meet my deadline. I only caught one fish, it was just a sunfish, and I wasn't happy with that. I'm sure nobody else really wants to watch any of that. It had potential to be a great video, but I just wasn't happy with the outcome because being this time of year, I'm not necessarily able to always be out there fishing, and sometimes I run out of time and I can't get a video done by my deadline. So I was trying to come up with a solution for that until the weather warms up again, which, I mean, being in Texas, it'll probably just be a week or so. But, you know, it's the weather like this, and the sun going down early makes it very hard to keep up with the schedule of filming and editing and all that, and having a full-time job and other responsibilities. So I was trying to think of a way to do videos where I could guarantee they'd get out. I could do the filming and editing inside. And what better way to do that than like telling stories? Yeah, I was watching Mr. Gigi, and it was an older video from a couple years ago where he had some really bad experiences with the sponsor. And that kind of got me, you know, thinking about something that happened to me a couple of months ago. So I figured I would tell that story. And I've done something like this before where I told the story about a company that, I'll put the thumbnail right here. Be sure to check that video out too. This company literally stole my videos, my copyrighted videos off of YouTube, and chopped them up to make an advertisement with for their products that I wasn't even using in the videos. And then when I, you know, approached them about it and confronted them, they threatened to sue me for saying I put a false copyright claim on it. I didn't actually have the copyrights. And yeah, go watch that video too. I actually ended up having fun about that. And the moral of that story, along with this one, is I am a very good bullshitter. I can bullshit with the best of them. So that's what basically comes down to here. And as I was saying about Mr. Gigi and the bad sponsor experience he had, I sort of had one too. A potential sponsor reached out to me, and well, I'm just going to go ahead and read the emails between the two of us. It was a very, very bad fit from the beginning, and I'm also going to censor out some of the information, like, you know, like my address and the amount of money we were discussing, and anything else I need to censor out. The reason I'm cutting out the amount of money is because anybody else out there that's, you know, getting on YouTube, you're getting to the point where you're monetized, you're maybe getting enough views where a sponsor might reach out to you. I don't want anybody else that happens to see this to do the same things I do, because I mean, I don't have a big channel, but the truth is, with my sponsorship deals, I lowball myself intentionally. And a lot of people might see that as not having enough confidence in the product you put out there, but I'm a realist, and I know companies out there that put a lot of money into advertising with me aren't going to get a return on their investment. I don't have a very good conversion rate when it comes to like selling things. Like, I put Amazon links and stuff in there. I do okay doing that, and that's kind of what I do with a lot of my sponsorships. I either really lowball it, or a lot of stuff I do, just send me the free gear. If it's something I like, then I'll do it for free pretty much, and I'll just get the gear for free. And yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like doing. I don't like a lot of the bigger YouTubers and stuff, like Mr. Gigi himself. He's doing the same thing I did, where he didn't put the money out there. He had a different reason for not saying the amount of money he was working with. He just said $10,000. He said that wasn't the actual amount, but he did that so it would be easier to show the percentages of what they were working with. But $10,000, which is actually a lot lower than what he would actually charge, that's crazy. Yeah, the reason I'm not doing that is because if anybody else out there is doing a YouTube channel, they're coming up into this, and they're looking at sponsorship deals, you need to have a confidence in what you're putting out there, and you need to believe in what you're doing, and you don't want to undersell yourself. Now, me being a realist, I know I'm not going to have a big conversion rate that's going to make money for these companies, so I want to make it realistic where they'll want to come back and work with me again. Everybody else out there, you go to Reddit, you go all these other websites, people that talk about YouTube and how to do this kind of stuff, they all tell you not to do what I'm doing. So I'm here telling you not to do what I do, because I intentionally lowball myself, but that's because I know through all my affiliate links and stuff that I don't have a high conversion rate. And that's fine. All the money I make on YouTube is through the views and the interactions and all that. It's not through the sponsorships. I'm going to go ahead and read these emails. I got an email from them. I'll also do like screenshots up here. You can see this is the first one they sent me. It says October 14th, 2024, 5:25 a.m. Hi, I'm Michael from the Popo Soap brand. How are you? I've watched your videos and find them highly engaging and entertaining. I'd like to propose a collaboration with you about our newest solar water pump products. Now these are, he very specifically uses the word solar there, but and if you look at these, if you go to these links, which I don't recommend clicking these links because they're affiliate links, not that you can click them through a screenshot in a video, but if you click somebody's Amazon affiliate links, they'll get a commission off of anything you buy, even if it's not the product they're selling you. Like if you go into my description and you click something I have listed in my Amazon links, but you don't buy it, and then you end up going back and buying some other stuff, there's a pretty good chance I can get a commission off of the other things that you buy. And that's actually how I make most of my money from Amazon affiliate links. Most of the people don't buy the stuff I have linked, and it just, they click on it to look at it, and then they end up buying something else, and I'll still get the commission on it. So I think that's what some of these companies do. They'll send you their Amazon affiliate link to look at their own products. That way if you buy it or not, or if you buy something else, they'll still get money off of it without even trying. Right here they said, I'd like to propose a collaboration with you about our newest solar water pump. You pick the one you like to collab. Or you can pick the one you like to collab. But when you go to these links, they're not solar powered at all. They both have regular plugs. They need to be plugged in. And I said we could collaborate on creating a YouTube video like 5 to 8 minutes, including product review and a test and brand name in the video title. As compensation, we would provide you with one product as a gift and a negotiable fee. How does that sound? If you want to collab, reply to me with your availability, compensation, product you would like, and your delivery address. Thank you. Your thoughts are important to me. Now this, if they're a legitimate company, this sounds like a reasonable deal. This sounds like a pretty good deal. They're offering you the free product to test, and not very many companies that reach out to me actually offer a compensation up front like that. And they say it's negotiable. So I actually went ahead and replied to that, seeing the product that it was. What the product was a pump for an outdoor fountain or a pond. Like if you have a koi fish pond or a small fountain or something in your front yard or your backyard, it's the pump that runs the filters on that. And it's just not a good fit on my channel. I don't have a pond like that. There's not really anywhere I can go to test that out. So I politely declined, as the screenshot here shows. It says, hi, I appreciate the offer. It's a very good deal, but unfortunately I do not have a pond or anything that would be a feasible place to use these. So I would not be able to properly promote your products. Thank you for your time. So after their initial email, I politely declined immediately. So roughly the next day after I got the email from them is when I finally checked my email. That's when I replied to them at 3:55 a.m. on October 15th. Later on that night at 8:30 p.m. they replied saying, hello angler, thank you for your reply. I found you have video showing pond. You can just use the product in the pond you show in your video. Let me know what you think. And then he sent me a screenshot of some of my videos where I'm fishing. One of them being the Elmendorf Lake Bass Tournament, and then another one which is actually the music video for my theme song that I play at the end of my videos, which is literally just a compilation of random places. And the thumbnail on that is actually a private lake pond 3 hours away from here, nowhere near here. So while that might actually be a place where I could run a pump like this to test it out, it's not feasible because it's a 3-hour drive. And then the other one is Elmendorf Lake, which, you know, public property. So I replied to that saying, those are public lakes, they're not mine. I would not be allowed to legally place anything like that in the water. There's also no power outlets to run power to the pumps, which I think those are pretty fair points. If I can't run power to the pumps, I really can't test the pump, can I? And then he replied to that a few hours later. How about you just review the product, and for the pond scene, I will send you the clip and insert it into your review video. in my mind, like, okay, they want me to do an ad read their advertisement, and then impose their B-roll of them using the product into my video, which that sounds okay, but I don't know, it's a little bit weird. So that's what I responded to them with. I said, it sounds like an ad read or promo spot in a normal video would be more appropriate than a dedicated review video, which is what they're asking for. They want me to do a full 8-minute long video just talking about a pond pump. And honestly, I don't think that's a good idea. I used to do stuff like that. I quit doing that because nobody watches those videos. So the way I do my sponsorship stuff now is I'll come up with an idea for a regular video that I'm going to put out there anyway that I'm thinking will draw in views on its own, and then just plug a sponsor into that video somewhere. Like you've seen it in my last couple where I did Flannel Go, where they sent me stuff to wear, and I wore those throughout the videos and just mentioned them kind of randomly throughout the video and did like an ad read with it with all the stuff they wanted me to talk about in them. But it wasn't the main focus of the video. So that's what I'm proposing to these guys now. It sounds like a ad read or promo spot in a normal video would be more appropriate than a dedicated review video. I could just talk about the features and recommend my viewers check out the product links. And then insert your clips into it. Doing a review video would be very difficult without a location where I can set them up. And I think that sounds reasonable. Like, you don't have to send me the product. If you want me to plug it, I can just say, hey, check this stuff out if you've got a pond. And then show their B-roll of the stuff working and post the links out there. If you want to check it out, you check it out. That sounds like a good deal for everybody. They didn't really like that. So, same way they did their last video where how about you just review the product, they sent me that exact same opening line pretty much. This one, how about you do a review for the product opponents instead of components, they put opponents. How about you do a review for the product opponents and the features, and when talk about how the product works, then insert clips into your video. I think this whole would need 5 mins. What do you think? They didn't like my suggestion, but they kind of suggested I do the same thing, but 5 minutes is way too long for an ad read like that. People don't want to sit through the ads. You make it as short as possible, as concise as possible, but at the same time with as much information as possible. Something was off here. Like, I've already declined their offer for sure once, and I'm still kind of hinting like I'm going to decline it. So I replied, I didn't reply quick enough apparently. So 2 hours later, after that, they sent another one, just checking if you got my previous email. And also, if you notice in these screenshots, the introduction said, hi, I'm Michael, but if you look at the name from the email they're sending me, it's Herphelia Gill, or Guile, Gill, I don't know what that is, but it's not Michael. So after they sent the one checking if I got the email, I responded saying, I really think a full video dedicated to the review would not be a good idea. I could work a 2 to 3 minute segment into a regular video that's going to draw in more views though. I would need my compensation there, the price I threw out for that, and the video clips you mentioned. So saying like, I would just need the clips, you pay me, I don't need the free sample. I would just work in a 2 to 3 minute segment. 3 minutes is being extremely generous. I would try to cut it down under 2. But 3 minutes, when they originally wanted 8, and they wanted a whole dedicated video titled the name of their product. But that's not going to draw in views. What's going to draw in views is a regular video that you have that's a good idea, and then just throw the sponsor into that. So that's what I'm suggesting. Like 2 to 3 minutes talking about the product, showing your video, and the compensation. I don't need anything else. And that's what I can do. That's my counter offer to you. They responded to that saying, we will need the brand name in the video title and 5 minutes minimum of your video. Is that okay with you? Which, no, it's not, because they want me to title the video like, pond pump review thing with the brand name and everything, Popo soap. Like, nobody's going to click that. If you saw that video pop up on my feed, only a few people that watch all of my videos, very few people would actually click on that. I countered that again, saying putting the brand name in the title will hurt the SEO, the search engine optimization, and it will deter my audience from watching. The video will not perform well. The video needs to have its own subject that will draw people in, and then I can feature the product in a small segment, showing the clips you send and talking about the features. That's what I feel is the best way to do any kind of a sponsorship, is have a good idea that's going to draw people in, and then have a short segment in there about the sponsor or about the item that you're trying to sell. That's my counter proposal. That's what I've been saying since the beginning, talking to these people. They responded to that with, okay, I know that, but you can make the brand name Popo Soap Solar Pump in the end of the video title. It will not hurt the SEO. Instead, if people search solar pump, your video will be seen and it will potentially add SEO to your channel. So they're saying that if I do a video about their pump, because their pump is so popular and so many people are searching for it, that it's actually going to boost my channel. I'm going to get a bump from it. Like, if your product is that popular, that huge, what do you need me for? Why are you so desperate? Like, I've already declined your offer twice. Why are you so desperate to have me promote your item if it's doing so well? I responded to that. This one I had to reach out to a couple of friends to find a polite way to word this, because, like, I'm not a polite person. My face is not very expressive. I have one expression, it's this one. So a lot of people think I'm being rude when I'm not. Like, I'm trying to be friendly with a lot of people, but a lot of people think I'm just being rude so they don't like me. So I responded saying, I appreciate your enthusiasm for your product, but I'm still not convinced it's the right fit for my audience. If your product is indeed as popular and successful as you claim, I would think it has sufficient visibility and traction, which is my way of saying, if it's that big and that popular, what do you need me for? As a content creator, I prioritize collaborations that bring unique value to my audience. I'm hesitant to partner with brands that seem more focused on leveraging my influence rather than genuinely engaging in my community. I wish your company continued success, but I must decline your proposal. Best regards. That's 3 times I've declined them already. But yeah, like, I used to kind of just take any sponsorship that was offered to me, which was very rarely paid, but they would usually just send me free stuff, or they would offer me affiliate deals. And there was one in particular that it was such a piece of garbage, but I went through with it because I'd signed a contract with these people to make the sponsored video, but I didn't like it because it was a fishing lure that just did not work. And that was, I know I'm getting off topic here, but that was one of those motorized fishing lures. It looks like a regular glide bait, swim bait, or whatever, but it's got a propeller sticking out of the front, and it swims around on its own when it's in the water. That's cool if you're like a kid playing in a bathtub, take the hooks off of it, use it as a toy. It is not going to catch any fish. It's not. The fish I caught on that lure in the video was long after the batteries had already died, and it was just a regular swim bait at that point. And the lure cost over $100 back then. Like, now you can get them cheap, but back then when they wanted me to sell this lure to people for over $100 for each lure. And it doesn't work, it's just a gimmick. So I just did not feel good about promoting that. The video might still be there. It did surprisingly well because it was a gimmicky thing that came out right at the beginning. People were searching for it to see if it actually worked. But as soon as the contract was up, I don't think the video is visible anymore. I think I privated it. It should be unlisted now. And like, I did not feel good about myself making that promotion, that advertisement for that company. It felt bad. So I don't do that anymore. I don't take just any sponsorship that comes my way. It has to be something that I like, that I think I can work into my channel, that can benefit everybody involved and can be engaging with my community. Like the last video I did of 2024 with the Last Cast Lures, which is based here in San Antonio. Most of my audience is here in San Antonio. Support local businesses. That was a perfect collaboration right there. The one with the motorized lure, it did not sit well with me once I finished it. And ever since then, I haven't been doing those advertisements. I used to get collaboration and advertisement requests and sponsorship requests all the time, and I've been turning most of them down. This one, though, they seem legitimate. They're actually offering they're willing to match the price that I put out there, even though it was a lowball offer, which is probably why they agreed to it. Most companies want to negotiate; they don't usually agree to your offer, but they did. So I basically declined them for the third time. They responded to that with, "Okay, I see, and I know I'm not an expert on your channel, so let's just do as you say." The price I was asking for a 3-minute segment in a longer video that has its own subject, which is exactly what I proposed to them. They completely agreed to my terms, everything I was asking for, and yeah, but they still want to actually send me the physical product, which I guess is cool. Like, I can have it in my hand and show it to the videos, but that's what's a little suspicious to me. Like, if you have the chance to do all this without having to waste the money on shipping it to somebody, that's a little bit of a red flag. To me, it sounds like they're selling stuff on Amazon and they're setting up fake sales. Like, they're gonna have another account buy this item and just ship it to me, so they can leave themselves feedback and get themselves a higher rating. But like I was saying, they agreed to all of my terms on this, so it's like, you know what? That's fine. I picked the one that I liked out of the two and gave them my address. Thanks again. What is your preferred payment method, and when can I expect to be paid? Like, basically, I'm asking like how they plan to pay me, whether it's through PayPal or direct deposit or Cash App or whatever. But when is this deal going to be finalized? When should I start working on the video, and so on. They responded back with broken English, which I don't know if you caught on to that, but the English has been getting worse and worse throughout the messaging. This one, they responded, "Hello, I battle my boss. You need, but he insists." Like, I think he's trying to say, like, I've been battling my boss about what you need, but he's insisting, but that's not exactly what they said. That says, "Hello, I battle my boss you need, but he insists a brand name in video title and 3 minutes. So do you want to meet at halfway? If not, then I think we can't work together this time." So basically, I declined their offer 3 times, but they kept pushing and pushing at it. So I finally agreed, just so they could reject me. It's not the first time this has happened. Maybe I'll get into another story later on. I got to do some research and find the emails on that one. But this is at least the second time where a company's asked me to do a review that fell through or that I declined, and they seemed to be offended by it, so they agreed to all of my terms just so they could turn me down. You know, that's probably not a very good business practice. I mean, I'm petty as hell, but imagine trying to run a professional company and being that petty, where a small-time YouTuber like myself declines your offer, and you have to try to break them down. Like, you agree to all their terms just so you can be the one that says, "No, like, you can't quit, you're fired." Like, I consider myself to be a pretty petty person, but try saying that 5 times fast, pretty petty person. So I replied to that, pretty reasonable, I feel. It's like, I can put everything in the tags and in the description, and it will still show up in searches, but I can't put it in the title. YouTube's very weird about the titles. They want short, concise titles that draw people in. So the more mysterious the title, the more clickbaity the title, the better. That's why you see so many titles in YouTube videos about, like, I caught a fish on what? Or this happened, and then this happened. Like, they're not very specific because they want to bring you in. That's how it works. A lot of people viewing it don't seem to like that, but that's how it has to be done. That's how you play the game on YouTube. So putting up, like, the model number, the company name, and everything in the title is just a little bit out of reach. It's not realistic. But if I put it in the tags, like if people search for it, it'll come up in the tags, it'll come up in the description. It's still there, it's just not in the title. It doesn't need to be in the title, but they can't seem to understand that. So that's what I said. It's like, I can put it in the tags and description, it'll still show up in searches, but I can't put it in the title. So, like I said, they replied saying the brand name must be in the title. Hope you can understand. Popo Soap, something like that. They're fantastic, amazing pond pumps. They're solar powered, but you still have to plug them in. that are just so popular that just mentioning it in my video would boost my channel and give me like 1 million subscribers. Yeah, it didn't work out, and they said I can't quit. They fired me. So, but I just wanted to go with that. I wanted to come up with some more story ideas. But yeah, tell me what you think of these little story time videos. I'll try to keep them related to outdoors and stuff, but most of the stories I have to tell are just about like weird deals going on my channel. So make sure you go check out the one where they stole my video and then threatened to sue me over not letting them steal my video. And then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
The old creek, just me and my line. Got a rusty old hook and a can full of time. Dollar store lures and some worms on the side. Fishing on a dime with that cheap angler pride.